Crystal Fuentes here, the founder of the Ladies Coach, and I am sitting next to my gorgeous new BFF, seriously, all the way from Australia, Nicole Joy from Nicole Joy Inspire.
Hi.
Yay! And guess what? We're just like sitting down having a chat because we're practically joined at the hip now.
And we're having a rest because we've been partying a little bit too much.
Just a little.
Just a little
bit. So she is the author of this book right here that I literally can lick because it just...
I'll hold your tea.
Thank you very much.
She's got to lick my book now.
I'm like slobbering all over the place right now because this book is I just opened a page. This is a random page I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can go on Amazon and buy this book. Eat dessert for breakfast. Like, who doesn't want to eat?
Why not?
Seriously.
I know.
Like, I would eat it all day. But it's just guilt-free desserts that you don't have to feel guilty about eating for breakfast. But anyways,
or lunch or dinner or whenever you want, whenever you want to eat them.
All day, every day. But we just decided to sit. Thank you. She's like, you can take that shit right now. We decided to just sit down and have a chat with you guys. We were thinking of doing an interview, but I don't really. With us, like, I think we kind of flow. We kind of flow together, and we just love having philosophical talks, especially with alcohol these past few days. But we're drinking tea right now.
Yeah, there's no alcohol in this tea, okay? This is green tea.
We're done.
It's good.
Yeah, we're done. But I just, I fell in love with her and all the things that she does online. And, with us, the TLC going online and everything that we do and kind of like learning and meeting new experts out there, I just like fell in love with her because she's so passionate about helping women around her. And I just love her energy, and you'll find out why as we chat. Oh. But I love learning from her. And we just like, I just have like a few, I guess, questions because like, I just want to dissect everything you do. And we're just going to like chat. Is that okay with you guys?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, great. Could you tell everyone what you do, please?
Yeah, sure. So I guess the best way to describe what I do is a health and lifestyle blogger of sorts. So as Crystal said, I've published Eat Dessert for Breakfast, which is a book about raw desserts. And then I've got Life's Too Short for Diets, which is my second book, which we don't have right here because there was not enough room in my suitcase.
I love those names. Life's Too Short for Diets.
Yeah, Life's Too Short for Diets, which is, it basically encapsulates my philosophy that there is no one strict rule that applies to everybody, whether it's dieting, relationships, what you do. There's not one thing that fits everybody. So that's kind of my philosophy with everything. I speak at high schools and talk to teenage girls about how they can not fix, that's not the right word, but improve their relationship with themselves. I speak about mindfulness, positive body image. What else do? I take photos. I'm developing an app. I think that's me. I've probably forgotten something, but as Crystal termed this fabulous word about a month ago when I was like, Crystal, what do I do? Because I never know what to say when people say, what do you do? And she said, you're multi-passionate. And I was like, yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, multi-passionate. And then my friends in LA last week said, you're a creative. So now I'm putting the two together. I'm a multi-passionate creative in the health and fitness, not health and fitness, but health and lifestyle world.
And I'm so happy that you're actually you're saying that. When she said that to me, I'm like, you're multi-passionate, and we hate when people ask. It's like so restricting when someone asks what you do because there's like literally
I'd put myself in a box. What's my label? And I didn't have a label. And now I kind of have a little label.
We're trying to get it. Yeah. It's a lifelong
I'm
journey.
happy with that.
But that's so interesting because there's so many women out there that are like, I got to find this thing. I have to find my passion. I have to find that. Like, it's as if it's just one thing because, I read a lot of articles even in my world, and they even try to restrict you to one thing. Like, you need to find what you do and pursue that. But, like, there's so many women out there that have millions of things that they like to do. Yeah. Not that we could do millions of things every single day, but it's just so nice to see.
So many different things that you're interested in. And I think there is a kind of pressure for you to find the one thing that you're good at. And I mean, I felt that pressure, which is why when people ask me what I did, and sometimes even now I'm like, man, I've got so much stuff going on. But instead of running away from that, I'm owning that now. Like that's what I do. I'm a creative in every sense of the word. I'm an entrepreneur in every sense of the word. And I can't just do one thing. My soul needs to create.
Yeah.
I need to make things. I need to create things. So I'm going with that now. I'm not fighting it. And I think that's an important step.
No, no. And you can't, because it's just like, it just restricts all that you are, you know?
You. It's like, it's finding, and we were talking about this the other day, you know, you're looking for your passion, but just be you, you know, find those things that you love to do and do them more and more. And you'll eventually find a flow with it all. It's exactly what happened to me. So I'll share my little story on sort of how I'm literally sitting in Vegas right now with Crystal.
No big deal. No big deal.
I'm a high school teacher by trade, and I was sort of doing that on and off for a few years. Didn't love it. Loved the inspiring side of things, and I love teaching and talking. As you can see here, I can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles. That's probably an Australian thing, but anyway, it means I can talk a lot. But I didn't, you know, I don't do maths, history, geography, science. None of that. Just it's me.
Yeah.
So I quit that and started a sleepwear label, which I thought was going to be the next big thing, and you know, it was pretty successful for about 3 or 4 years. And then my best friend sent me a video, a YouTube link to a video by Alan Watts, a British philosopher, that was, what would you do if money was no object?
Oh.
And I remember this like it was yesterday, and I always tell this story. I was driving home from Brisbane to the Gold Coast. It's like an hour-long drive. And I wasn't watching it. I was just listening to it because I was driving. Safety first, people. And it was this, you know, what would you do if money was no object? And it was such a strong feeling of, oh my God, it definitely wouldn't be what I'm doing now, you know? And it was, I pulled over on the side of the road. I think I cried for about an hour, and then I was like, I don't want to do this sleepwear label anymore. And I was in the position where someone was ready to give me a very significant amount of money as an investor, which is what I thought I wanted. I worked so hard for that. But all of a sudden I was like, I don't want this.
Can you I'm so excited that you're sharing this right now, because everyone thinks that if what they love doesn't produce money or the money that they want, that it's not worth doing. Yeah. And so for you to say that she, you know, she got offered this big, you know, this big opportunity with money, and she was like, this is just not it.
I couldn't do it. But it was like an overwhelming sense of, I don't want this. This is not actually Danielle Laporte. I love Danielle Laporte. She said this. I was reading her the desire map, and it was like, if you're trying to think of an answer to a big decision you need to make, it's either going to make you feel light and feel free, or the alternative is going to make you feel dark and heavy and pressed down and I can't even think of a word right now. Yeah. You know, you're restricted. That's the word. And when I thought of taking that money and continuing on this journey, you know, the pit of your stomach, you feel sick. I felt like I had a blanket thrown over me, and I was like, this is not good. As soon as I thought of, I don't want that, it was like this, you know, a sense of space, a sense of light. And I was like, okay, that's the decision. Not to say that it was an easy decision to make. There was nothing
Let's
easy.
say that again.
Even though it's the right decision, it doesn't mean it's easy. So it was hard because I'd worked for so long. Like, I wanted an investor. That's what I wanted.
Right.
And then I had one and I didn't want it.
Yeah.
So the next sort of 2 months for me, lots of tears, lots of in the fetal position crying, going, what have I done? Lucky for me, I have a really supportive husband that I wouldn't have got through that time without his support. And I know that I'm really fortunate to have a relationship that's been able to, when I go through all my little ups and downs, and there's lots of them, I've got someone there who's got my back, which is great. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't go, I'm going to be a health and lifestyle blogger and I'm going to publish books. It wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I floated around for about a month, didn't know what I was going to do. And then I decided to do my Pilates teacher training. So I became a Pilates teacher. And it was during that time that my head teacher there, beautiful Michelle Merrifield, on the Gold Coast, she said, look, you're really passionate about food. And because at the time I was making raw desserts and I just kind of fell into that, was introduced to that by a beautiful friend of mine. and I was making it for my friends, and I was making it for local cafes, and I loved it. But I was like, oh, I can't keep up with like making food. I was up till 3 a.m. every morning. It was crazy. And she said, well, why don't you combine your strength in teaching and communicating to people with your love of food? Why don't you do like food demos? It's like, it's not a bad idea. I was like, ding, 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 light bulb moment. So I did some food demos, and they sold out like in a few days. And then I did more and more and more. And then the universe was just like, this is your path. Let's keep you on it. I met some beautiful ladies that helped me put that book together. And
that I'm about to lick.
Within 4 months, I had a published book. I self-published. I didn't have a publishing deal or anything. And I guess the rest is history.
I love that.
How it worked.
Yeah. And you're still doing it. You're still kind of going through. There's still new things that are going to pop up. You're like, oh my God, that sounds good. Oh, this like. It's just, I'm so happy that you actually brought up Danielle Laporte.
I love her.
Because, Desire Map, we're going to put the links and everything below. Anything we talk about, that'll be good references for you. Because I cannot say how much her book just
it's
so
life-changing. As cliche as that sounds.
It really is.
And that book was around the time that I said no to this sleepwear deal. Right. And then it's like, what do I do? And then her, just the way she's like, do more of what you love. Like, be really specific with the things that you love to do and put more time into those.
And you said something before when you said something like, you just need to be you. Mm-hmm. I think the number one thing is, at least with most of the women that I come in contact with, is they don't really know who they are, so to like, and we talk about self-love, both you and I a lot, and how building that foundation is so important. Mm-hmm. But I can't even tell you how many women were like, okay, be me, but I don't know what that is. And Danielle Laporte, the Desire Map, we're not even getting sponsored by her. But so
there's no money.
So in love with her.
I tell everyone about that book. It's that book and that video.
Yeah.
I don't get any royalties.
No. But she talks about understanding like your most desired feelings. And when you start discovering that every single day, that's when you start seeing what lights you up more. Mm-hmm. And then that's when you start saying yes to the things that, make you feel good.
Light you up.
That may not pay you that much money.
Yeah.
And you may have to turn down things, but you're saying yes to the things that matter to you most and saying no to the things that don't.
Make you feel good. Like everyone knows when they're in flow and they're doing something that makes them feel good.
Oh, God,
it's a feeling that everybody knows. So why wouldn't you want to do more of those things? Yep. And I get it. Like if you're working 2 jobs and you're really busy and you're this, that, and the other, I get that you'll think, I don't have time to do that. But it could be something really simple as if you love to sit down for 5 minutes before the kids get out of bed, have a cup of tea, read your book. Like if that makes you feel good, dedicate 5 minutes a day,
Absolutely.
10 minutes a day. Like it doesn't have to be big, life-changing stuff. It's all the small little things add up to making a better life.
Right. And
so it doesn't have to be big.
It doesn't have to be this huge makeover.
You don't have to quit your job.
Well,
you can.
It doesn't make me feel happy. It just, because we can bring, what we were talking about this, how we hate when people ask what you do. But what you do is so separate from who you are. And even though you have to go to the job, just say you're, I can't quit my job. That doesn't mean that you have to stay miserable as long as you're there. Who you are and what you bring to that job is everything. And you can bring that sense of joy and that sense of rejuvenation, that sense of energy to your job, even though the job isn't the job of your dreams. I mean, there's so many people that I've met and that I've, because there's times where I get in downright shitty moods. Only like once or twice.
or more.
Yeah. Or a few more. Alex is, I'm not even going to look at Alex behind the camera right now.
Yeah,
he
knows Crystal's shitty moods.
Yeah. And there's people that I meet that, I'm so blessed for the life that I have, but there's people that I meet and I'm like, wow, they come with like solid energy and they don't have the luxuries of life and they don't have much. And they are like janitors and like, and doing the things that they need to do for their family, working their asses off. And you would think that they would be saying, I don't have enough time. but for some reason you talk to them and they have this like joy and this like sense of energy, and it like inspires me every single day.
Because what they do matters. It doesn't matter whether you're in the service industry or if you're a movie star. Like everybody has a place in this world. And when you accept that and own it, that's when you can grow past that place. Like it's like evolution. You've got to grow bigger than the place you're in to get to the next level. So if you're not doing the job that you're doing now to the best of your ability, you can't keep going.
Yeah.
You can't you can't climb the ladder.
No.
So
because you're always going to be in seeking mode. It's like I'll be happy when I have this type of job, or I'll be happy when I lose 10 pounds of weight or X amount of weight. I'll be happy when I have X amount of dollars. It's just, it means that where you are now is not good enough to be happy, and that you're just waiting. And there's just,
and you'll never be happy like that.
You cannot wait.
Yeah.
You got to be happy now. And whatever that means, it means starting and finding like those simple joys throughout your day. And so what she says, like, I think that's so perfect. Like whether it's having like a cup of tea, or whether it's like writing in a journal, whether it's like going dancing, or whatever it is, going to the gym for the first, working out in your home for 20 minutes, or meditating, or whatever it is. It's like finding that small time that will just renew your energy.
Yeah, and more you'll start to realize how good that makes you feel, and you're like, you know what, I want more of this. You know, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes a day, not 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And the most important relationship, and you'll back this up, the most important relationship, I'll start again. The most important relationship you have is the one that you have with yourself. So if you're not treating yourself with love and respect, I mean, if you're exercising because you hate your body instead of,
yes, you know, please tell them what you said.
You know, you need to exercise because you love your body and you are incredibly proud of it and you want it to be the best it can be. You don't exercise when you hate your body, because you know that'll never last, because you'll put yourself through some rigorous regime that you can't sustain, and then you will binge, and then you won't do anything for a week, and you'll eat like everything in the house, and then you go, oh my God, I'm terrible, I'm disgusting. Then you go through the guilt and the shame, and then you do it again, and you're like, no, that's it, I'm going to do it. And for a week, you know, bust your ass for 2 hours a day. That doesn't work. You need to switch that. You know what? I love myself. I am worthy of exercising. And it doesn't have to be, and I say this in my latest book, it doesn't have to be boot camp at 5 a.m. every morning. It doesn't have, like, I sure as hell don't do that. Okay? You've got to find something that you love. Like, I love yoga and Pilates. That's my thing. And walking my dog. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Some people love the gym. That's good. But if you hate the gym, if you hate going to the gym, stop going to the gym.
Yes.
Go to Zumba. Like, go dance. Do whatever makes you feel good when you exercise. Like, everyone's got an exercise they like.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
You've got to do it because you're respecting yourself and you love yourself, not hating yourself, because it's not lasting.
It ain't gonna work. And like, it's so crazy that we're talking about this, because I just know for myself recently, I think, you know, I'm in the position where every day I do what I love, which is, I'm like so blessed to be here with you and talking to her and just working with my team and doing what we do. But for the last, I mean, in the past 3 months, there was a time, and I talked to my team about this, but I was like, there was something that was holding me back. Like, I wasn't feeling good, and I'm like, I'm happy. I'm waking up and I'm like, you know, I have my life and I'm working and everything feels, I'm like happy, but there's something that I couldn't like dissect it. There was something that was like making me feel really shitty. Like, there's just something that's just like, you know, that voice that's just like trying to say something that I wasn't paying attention to. And I'll just let you guys know. So we were working on, like, I think I was telling you, like doing some membership site, and with TLC, we have so many ladies that we wanted to reach, and we didn't want people paying a gazillion dollars to get access to all the knowledge all these resources. And so, I mean, my team and I worked super hard on putting this membership site together. And we had this vision, like my team and I had this vision of like reaching so many more people. And through I just going through the motion of like creating this, I was just like, oh my God, it doesn't feel right. And I went through a whole list. I was like, okay, let me check my relationship, right? So my intimate relationship. Nope, that's good. Let me check my health. Well, I have been eating a lot. No, I feel good. TLC. And for some reason I went, ugh. And I was like, no, how could I feel about my business? This is like my passion. So then I had to go deeper with that. Like I had to go into TLC. Okay, TLC is my whole mission, something that doesn't feel good. No, it's like everything. It's everything to me. So then I had to like go deeper, and I was like, okay, does this feel good in what I'm doing? Does this feel good in where we're going? This doesn't. And I had to dissect it, and I had to have a huge heart-to-heart with Alex, who's behind the camera. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but I just think like I know you worked so hard on this membership, but I can't do it. Like we just can't do it. And instantly, of course, the most loving person, he'll correct me a lot of times, but he was like, makes sense. And so we're like, now I feel so good. And I think I'm like going on a tangent right now, but I think like that was my own lesson. And I help women all the time say, okay, because I have women come to me and they're like, everything's a mess in my life. Everything is. When really there may be one or two things to tweak. We overgeneralize our lives. And so I think like if you feel like something just isn't right with your life, just go through a list of things that may not be working, because the truth is there might be just one or two things that we can tweak and you can get rid of, or you can like enhance it or whatever. Because even though it was just one thing for me, one minor thing, it literally made me feel like my day was, every day was just like, oh my God. And I couldn't put a finger on it. So, and that's like what I see with most women. Yeah. So it's like not this huge makeover.
Not everything is a mess. Like it's like, oh, my life is terrible. So, okay, but just rewind. What's so terrible? And you start to break it down. It might be your health. You know, you might not be, might not be feeling great. Yeah. So it's like, okay, how can I change my diet? What, do I need vitamins? Do I need supplements? Whatever.
Yes.
Because your health, I mean, that dictates, health and relationships are the two things that dictate everything.
Which is what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's huge. The reason why I love everything that you do is because, like you said, the relationship that we have with ourselves sets the foundation for the relationships that we have with others.
Definitely.
And our health and how we feel sets the tone for the rest of our days. It sets a tone for everything. And so what I love about what you do, and like you're kind of in that whole mind, body, and spirit. And like I just want to ask you, like, what are some of like the biggest struggles that you see with women? Like and where I know that you're helping like young women. Can you like talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So one of the biggest things that I chat to about young girls particularly, I'll sort of start there.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is listening to the negative voice in their head. And actually, you know what? That's not just young women. That's everybody.
Yeah.
So that's something that I address, and I find that it happens the most. That voice is the loudest when they're comparing themselves with somebody else.
Yes.
And one of my favorite quotes, I have many, comparison is the thief of joy. Yes. Because as soon as you start comparing yourself to somebody else, you only see what's great about them, and you compare it to all the shit stuff about you. Yeah. So it's like, oh, they've got this, this, and this, and I've got nothing. And you pity party for yourself. Yeah. And I think when you compare yourself, well, you're not in a good frame of mind. You're not in a great frame of mind. So, I mean, one of the big, and this is kind of going off the health side of things, but meditation and mindfulness is something that I love to speak to people about, because a lot of the times people think meditation and mindfulness is switching off your thoughts and sitting there clearing your mind. We know that stereotype of sitting there cross-legged, and the yoga teacher goes, now stop thinking, clear your mind.
How do I do that?
You can't do that. That's why. The human brain thinks about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, like a day.
Yes.
That's how many things that run through our mind a day. What am I going to have for dinner? I've got to pick up the kids from school. Or, what did she say that about me? I don't like her, bitch.
Yeah.
And, it goes on and on and on and on.
Oh, yeah.
So when you release that feeling that you need to stop that and own, I just need to observe, your whole relationship with your thoughts changes. Like, you're not trying to stop them.
Yes.
You're just trying to observe. And I think, mindfulness, God, that applies to everything. Relationships with you, yourself, eating, mindful eating, instead of, gobbling down things in 5 seconds flat. Take the time. I do. Look, just because I'm saying this too, guys, doesn't mean I'm perfect. I need reminders.
No, we're perfect.
Yeah. Actually. When you're eating dinner or breakfast or whatever, instead of, checking your phone with one hand, shoveling in your muesli or watching TV, you're not actually paying attention to the food that you're putting in your body.
Yes.
You don't actually even know sometimes if you really like what you're eating. Yeah. It's just like, I'm just going to keep shoveling it in. It means, mindfulness can be applied when you're with people instead of, and presence. I talk to being present. Yes. I know that's so cliche and you hear it all the time, but when you're with someone, you need to be with them. If you're going, I'm going to do this later, what's the time?
It's damaging.
But you think about it, if someone's doing that to you, you feel like shit. You're like,
and you can see, like women, ladies, tell me when, like, I know when somebody's paying attention to you, especially our men, right?
Yeah.
But like, you can tell when somebody's checked out when you're talking to them, and that just like, it just limits all relationships. It completely stops connection, and there's no, and it allows you, like, I don't know, you're talking about the gobbling and like you're not being present. Like, I think presence is like the number one key. And I'm not a meditator. You just kind of like hit the nail on the head with me. Like, I'm always thinking of a million things. Yeah. But presence is something I do practice, especially with people, because it's like you're always, when you're with them, like you learn so much, like from our conversation. Yeah. You're like taking
You're open to it.
And it feels good. Like, I could feel your energy. Like, it gives me warmth and connection.
It's a mutually beneficial exchange. Yeah. You're both getting something from each other when you're checked in and present. And it's a nice feeling.
Yeah. And that all relates to health because,
of course, yeah.
Everyone thinks like, I have to focus on my health, and they think that just means diet and like,
you gotta take
going
care of this.
To work out.
Yeah.
Like, health is everything. Health is how you represent yourself in the world, like how you take care of yourself, period. It doesn't matter if it's at the gym, what you're eating, and also who you allow yourself to be surrounded by. Like, I think that's just like allowing your spirit to be healthy. Yeah. And that comes with being present to what's happening around you.
Yeah.
Because we just get in this like fast pace.
You get in a vicious cycle and you're on autopilot. You're like, okay, every day I wake up and I do this and I see that person, I do this, and then go to bed, wake up, do it all again. Yeah. Like you've got the choice to make those changes. And as we were saying before, it doesn't need to be huge. If you're sitting there right now going, okay, I'm going to try meditating, I'm going to try something. Do it for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. I've told you so much. Headspace is, for me, again, I'm not getting paid. Headspace is life-changing. Yeah. It is the best meditation app ever. And you can download it for free, and it just guides you through 10 minutes a day. Yeah. That might be all you need to change. Try and do that for a month. Yeah. Instead of trying to overhaul your pantry, your fridge, your gym routine, pick one thing at a time, because it'll overwhelm you. It's like when I do cooking demos. I say, pick one dish of mine that you want to cook this week. Don't try and cook them all every day, because it'll overwhelm you.
Yeah.
Pick one thing. And my food philosophy is, if you make it from scratch and it doesn't come from a box or a plastic bag, chances are it's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
So try one thing. Even if you're saying, I can't cook, my recipes are easy. Just get in there, give it a go get some fresh ingredients, go to the farmer's market.
Just do it.
You guys,
do it.
Just do it, yeah.
You have to explore. Like, I think that the number one, when I have people come to me and they want the step-by-step, like, what am I supposed to do? And I hate giving bullshit answers back. Like, you're going to have to find out what you like. Because it's like, we all want the 1, 2, 3. No, just tell me what I'm supposed to do. Should I meditate? How long?
Yeah.
It's, you may say, what, meditation might sound good right now. And then you go do it and you're like, that's just not for me. It's like your job to explore and see what fills your spirit up and like see what works, what doesn't work. And, her and I talked, and for me, meditation comes in different ways. Like, I literally meditate when I'm dancing. That's
we
when
meditated
my mind.
a lot the other night. Then
That's why we're so peaceful right now. Till 5 a.m. Oh my God. But yeah, that's when my mind shuts off. You know, so I've met women who paint and who are artists.
Yeah, painting.
That's when their mind shuts off. You know, people who bicycle or run, and
yeah,
that's when their mind shuts off. So it's literally your job to go and explore.
Which
and
one?
some things that you explore, you're like, no, that didn't work out. That doesn't mean you have to stop exploring. You have to keep it going. Like you have to find out what like lights you up, because whether you do it, you know, as a profession or not, which dancing is not my profession.
It should be.
You
should have said it the other night.
I was asked. We should have got paid. But, you know, it's you have to do it because that feeds your soul. It you know, it completely rejuvenates that energy that you're going to be giving to your kids, to your job, to your husband, to, you know, people that you take care of in your family and your friends. Like, women are always taking care of so many things and so many people that we're like, when it's like taking care of ourselves, we're like, no, we'll worry about that later.
We'll do it later.
And it's like, no, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, getting into like a practice.
Yep.
Because then you'll start, you're like, I feel good as is. I'm gonna start with 10 now.
Yeah.
30. I'll do 2 hours.
Yeah.
Today,
Exactly.
You know?
Like it's about creating rituals that make you feel good.
Yeah.
Rituals are a beautiful thing in the morning. Like most of the time, I like to get up and meditate straight away. That's kind of my thing. And then normally take the dog for a walk. Like that's a perfect day for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't always happen that way. But if you get into that habit of doing things every morning or every afternoon or whenever you can do it, there is no right or wrong time to do it. It's just make the time for yourself. Because if you don't make time for yourself, you're not going to find it. Yeah. Because you spoke about that whole 24 hours in the day, Bizzo. We've all got that.
Yeah.
But you've got to actually make the time.
Yeah,
and I think that all starts with loving yourself enough and realizing that you're worthy of that.
Yes.
You know, instead of going, no, the kids need me, my husband needs me. They can wait.
Yeah.
They can wait. They can wait 5 minutes.
They'll live if you give yourself 10 minutes or 30 minutes.
They're going to be okay. The kids aren't going to, you know, ruin the house, and hubby is not going to die if he doesn't have dinner like, you know, at 6:30 instead of 6:20 or whatever. You know, whatever. But yeah, it's just that realizing that you are worthy to look after, you know.
Worthy. Like, you're worthy. I think a lot of us feel, you know, and in different stages that we're like, we aren't worthy, you know? And I know a lot of women, even in, you know, when they do self-sabotage, like with eating or relationships, I mean, trust, we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there a couple of times.
Me too.
Where you just feel like you are not, like you're not worthy of having the things that you want and having the relationship of your dreams. It's almost like you're just stuck in having what you think life was giving to you. And that's it. Like you're just, I have this relationship and this is good. It's very complicated.
It's as good as it gets.
It's really complicated. I can't explain it to you, but it's as good as it gets, you know? I am overweight, or I can't lose this extra 10 pounds or whatever, and I just can't. There's nothing that I can do. And it's like we live in this, like, I'm not worthy of anything else, so I'm just going to stay in the comfort of what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is something that is dangerous.
It is.
It's dangerous.
Limiting, you know? You're cutting yourself off from the supply of abundance. You're literally going, that's it. I don't need any more.
No.
And it's like there's so much out there, but you're going, no, I'm good. I'm good the way I am.
It's
when you're
scary.
not.
It's scary to say, you know what? I'm worth more than this, and so I'm going to go out and get it, because that means you have to go out and get it, you know? Like, life isn't just served to you on a platter, good or bad, you know? And trust me, we've all gone through some experiences in our lives that we're like, are you serious?
Yeah. Why me? Like, really?
What?
Really?
You're going to do this.
Yeah.
You're going to do this. And it's like saying, no, that's not it. It's just you take the bad and you're like, all right, well, got to learn from this experience.
So what can
and
I
it's
do?
like stepping out and saying, but let me see if I can get this.
Yeah.
You know, let me see if I can feel this. Mm-hmm. And that comes from like what you've been talking about, like doing things every single day that cater to what you want to feel and getting in that routine, because the more you start doing that, the more you're like, no, I'm worth it. I'm worth it, and you make more time for it, and then
Yeah.
you start opening up more
Yeah.
opportunities and doors.
Actually, you just reminded me, we had a conversation the other day about particularly women that are struggling with body issues.
Yeah.
And going, there's nothing I love about me. There is nothing on my body.
Yes.
And your exercise,
yes.
which can be really confronting.
It's very confronting.
But go ahead and tell them, because
it's
I
absolutely
thought this was
necessary.
Yeah, I thought this was really good.
So for my dear ladies who are watching, trust me, I do this practice too. And I think I should do it more. I should do it regularly as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the practice I give to my women who just can't find the love for their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just, I have too much fat here. There's just cellulite
wobbly
here.
bits.
It's just, I can't even like, you know, because, and a lot of my, and I swear I have some beautiful women that come and they just have so many problems with their bodies. Here's what I suggest as a practice for if this is something that you're struggling with. If your body is something you're struggling with, get completely undressed in the morning.
Say
Find
what?
a time. This
I
could
can
be
hear
a routine.
everyone now going, oh no.
Get completely naked, girl.
Get naked.
Naked.
Strip off, as we say in Australia.
Strip it off. Strip it off.
No, strip off. No,
strip off.
just strip off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strip off.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot here this week. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, strip off.
Yeah.
Get naked.
Strip off. Make it a daily practice for the next 30 days or for the rest of your life to stand in front of your mirror completely naked and starting with your eyes, forehead, I guess.
Yeah,
top of your head.
top of your head. Yeah,
Starting from the top of your head. Starting with your forehead. What do you love about your forehead? Now, this is difficult already because a lot of women are like, well, there's nothing I love. There's wrinkles, there's it. And no. Find one good thing about your forehead. Mm-hmm. Move down to your eyes. What do you love about your eyes? What have your eyes done for you? If you don't think, like not even just with the beauty of it, like what has your eyes done for you? How are you watching this video?
Yeah, if you can see.
How could you see your loved ones?
Mm.
Say thank you. Move down to your nose. What has your nose done to you? Don't go into all the things that you want to fix about your nose. What has your nose
Which
done for
will
you?
come up.
It will
like
come
that will
up.
be the first thing you go, oh, my nose is too big, it's too pointy. Don't even listen to her. Just put her on mute because we don't need to deal with her.
Yeah.
And just go straight to what it's done for you.
What it's done for you. Move down to your lips. Move down to your chin. Move down to your chest. Move down to your boobs. Move down to your stomach. Now, ladies, I know you're already like,
she's gone too far.
Trust me, what has your stomach done for you? What does it continue to do for you every single day? If you're a mother, the greatest gift in the world was giving birth to your kids. What has she done? Go down to your hips. Girl, they're hot, trust me. Most of these women like have problems with their hips. I'm like, no, you're Beyonce. Go down to your legs and your thighs. Oh, sorry, I missed. Go to your vagina.
Oh, yeah.
And I
That's
said
really
it.
important. Yeah, she actually said it.
It's kind of important.
She said vagina. Oh, my God, I did.
Vagina. Move down to your legs. Move down to your knees. Move down to your toes. Thank all that you are because every single day you are walking. This body is doing so much for us.
The human body is incredible.
We treat it like shit most of the time. We don't love her. We don't respect her. She does so much for us. She takes care of a gazillion people around us. She's doing the damn thing, working, taking care of her husbands or her kids, taking care of you. But we don't give her the credit she deserves.
We only see the bad things and what we want to change.
And you would never do that to, well, unless you're online because there's a lot of bullies out there.
Oh, yeah, Periscope.
But you would never do that to a best friend.
Yeah.
You would never look at her and say, oh my God,
Yeah.
girl, your stomach is not even cute. Or your
wouldn't.
hips are not even cute. Or you don't even have big enough boobs. Or you would never say
that to your best friend.
Because
you would never
love
say
your
that.
best friend. You show love to the people that you're around, but yet we don't show love to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so for anybody who is having that who just has a big problem with their bodies, do that for 30 days.
Very powerful thing to do.
There's some women who can't look at themselves in the mirror. And if you are, like, do not worry. Start small. Grab a face mirror.
Yeah.
Just start with your face. Start with your face.
Yeah.
And as you get more comfortable, and do this maybe before the shower, after the shower, but just start with your face. And as you get more comfortable, you can stand by your mirror. I think my dog's here because I can hear him sniffing under the door. But yeah, so that's that's my practice, because there's times where I'm like, oh, I get self-conscious and I have to
and
do
I think
it.
that's really important to share with you guys, is just because we're sitting on this couch in Vegas, so I'm still pinching myself about that bit. But just because we're sitting here talking to you about these things doesn't mean that we are perfect. I mean, there's no such thing as perfect all the time. We go through like, oh my God, my ass is jiggling and I've got, my boobs aren't big enough and I've got fat rolls and wrinkles and pimples and blah, blah, blah. We do that. I don't eat perfect all the time, even though I've got 2 healthy cookbooks. If I want wine and a cupcake, I'm going to eat wine and a cupcake.
Like a regular cupcake.
Yeah, not a vegan, like fat-free one.
No,
I'm talking like a regular cupcake. So I think, and we said this the other day, which I thought was so important.
Yeah.
Most of the time, nourishing your body. You know, I love the 80-20 rule. Nourish the body with beautiful, fresh, and what's the word? Like full of goodness.
Yes.
With those sorts of ingredients. And then the 20% of the time, nourish your soul. If you want a beautiful cupcake, beautiful wine, a glass of bubbles, like
dance all night until 5 a.m.
Which
girl,
we did.
Do it.
Like do it.
Do it.
Like no, we don't do that every night. We don't party every night.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to have that balance and don't beat yourself up for doing that.
Yeah.
And if you're having negative thoughts, be like, oh no, I'm listening to my thoughts, or shit, I didn't meditate today, I'm going straight to hell. Like, come on, it doesn't work like that.
No.
Give yourself a break.
It's a practice.
Be real.
It is a practice. And like, that's a perfect point, because when we start getting into this self, this growth lifestyle where we're like, okay, we're meditating and we're eating healthier. I think the number one thing that we do is, as soon as we do have a negative thought, or as soon as we do have that cupcake and that drink, it's like we feel horrible. Like we punish ourselves.
Yeah.
And
that's it. It's all gone out the window now.
It's done.
I shouldn't even bother anymore. And then we eat 10 more cupcakes
and then
a
it's like,
of wine.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's okay that even if you're doing this mirror practice that I'm telling you, and then one day you're like, God, I just can't seem to, like, I already just said something bad about my body right after. It's okay. When you have a negative thought, like, I did a video about this where, we have so many negative thoughts in a day. I mean, we had, what was it, Alex? Do you know how many negative thoughts we had in a day? 40? Okay, we'll put it on the screen. Sorry. He's like.
It's on the screen.
We're trying to be perfect, but we're not. No, most of our thoughts are actually negative. It's so scary. And the most successful people that you've ever seen in your life, Oprah, for instance, you think that these people have no negative, like they're just like walking positivity, and that they don't go through those negative thoughts. Every single human being has the same amount of negative thoughts. The most important thing is like the thoughts that you give more energy to. So it's okay that these negative thoughts say, oh, your hips are too fat in your stomach, girl, you need to do some sit-ups. It's okay. Let it pass through, and then share love. So it's like, yeah, but I actually, I actually do feel good right now. Or, and then say thank you again. But my stomach did do this for me my whole life. And it's okay for the negative thoughts to roll in, but counter it with love and let it go. Yeah. Just let it go. You don't have to dwell on it because you're not a ball of positivity. No. Which, like in our world, it's easy to see, even us, like, oh, well, how do you become so positive? And it's like we have
it's shitty
a practice. Days. It's a practice.
We have shitty days
every single day.
Yeah, and it's so true. Like I always use the example. The Dalai Lama has negative thoughts. But the difference between somebody in his position and somebody that, may not think that they have control over that is that his are on mute or level 1. You can hear it in the background and you're like, I'm not listening to you. Yeah. I'm actually not listening to you. Yeah. Whereas someone that is not in a position where they're showing themselves love and don't think they're worthy, that's like, like a boombox on your shoulder just going, you are fat and ugly. And you can't get away from it. So it's kind of, can you imagine me just rocking along with a boombox?
You are fat and ugly.
That's what it's like, and some people feel like that's what's happening inside their head.
Yeah.
So this whole mindfulness practice or just becoming aware of those thoughts rather than listening to them.
Yeah.
That voice will start to go from that to, you're fat and ugly, you're fat and ugly, you're fat and ugly. What? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
It's like, you're fat. That's
great.
And ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it really does. It's just turning it down.
Turning it down. That's
You
it.
don't need to beat yourself up because they're rolling through. Just let it roll on.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't need to stay there. And I think like the best thing and what I love about what you do too and how it aligns with what TLC represents is wherever you are, like we're all trying to grow. We're all trying to practice. We all have our own things that we need to work on. But wherever you are right now, you're like totally, I'm starting to turn into a Valley girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should we do our Valley girl
like
accents
you're
now? I'm really good at
totally-
it. No, I can't do that to you guys. I'm sorry.
But you are so perfect where you are right now. You are more than enough. And yes, there's ways that we can grow. There's ways that we can enhance our lives. There's always ways that we can improve our health. Find things that light us up. It's all a lifelong journey. If you got it, like you'll never. I mean, we'll never ever get it.
You stop living when you stop growing.
Yeah.
Like you need to keep growing.
Yeah.
It
the
just
time
keeps
you
going.
stop growing is the day you die.
Yeah.
And so
definitely.
wherever you are, I think just our message is you're more than enough for anything that you want in life. You're more than enough with your flaws and beautiful imperfections. You are, wherever you are, good enough. More than good enough.
And
beautiful,
exactly
perfect.
where you need to be.
Where you need to be.
You're exactly where you need to be.
God.
And start where you are.
Yeah.
Don't compare a beginner to an expert.
I had to learn. I'm still learning that.
Me too. You know, with like for example, when I started photography about 12 months ago, I would look at the type of pictures that I wanted to produce, and I'd be like, click. I'm like, these don't look like that. I'm hopeless. I just picked up a camera.
Yeah.
Yet I'm comparing myself to award-winning photographers. It's the same in any industry. Start where you are. As long as you're better than you were yesterday, it's all good.
That's amazing. If you that's something I have to catch myself on. Yeah. Because even, you're online and there's so many inspirations of mine that I see and I'm like, God, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm and they've already put in their years of work.
Years.
And we think that, oh my God, it just happens, right? You either got it or you don't. And that's not what it is. It's working,
dedication,
working to get there. And every day finding things that light you up on that journey. So every day you're happy and it doesn't just become like you're happy at the destination. But I still have to catch myself sometimes because that's something that it's a practice for me as well.
Yeah, and looking, as Crystal just said, when you're in this sort of online space, it's very easy to compare yourself to other people that are doing things similar to you. And it can be hard. Like, I mean, we've had this conversation about, I'm like, oh, my Instagram followers aren't, and, they're not engaged. I'm not getting enough likes. What do I need to do? And you get so caught up comparing yourself to women that have been doing this for years and that do it Instagram could be a full-time job. I'm like, I post
it really is
every day, sometimes not every day.
Yeah.
But then I'm comparing myself to people that like post 4 times a day, have professional photos and it's not good for you to do that. As I said before, comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. So take inspiration from
and you're
the people.
Nicole Joy Inspire.
And Nicole Joy Inspire. Take inspiration from the people that you look up to, but don't compare your journey to theirs. And I know it's hard.
Yeah.
As we both said, we sometimes you fall into the, am I doing this? Should I do something different? What do my followers want? Maybe I should change my tactics. Yeah. You fall into that. That's just that self-doubt kind of creeping in. But
because you dim your own light when you start comparing yourself to other people's journey. You have your own journey and you have your own gift and you have your own purpose on this planet, and your purpose is different from mine, which is different from hers, but it's absolutely necessary. It's necessary. Like, you are a gift to all of us. So I think that the most important thing is to just practice not caving into those comparison thoughts, because you just start dimming your own light. And the world needs people who have bright lights. Like, we need brighter lights. We don't need any more.
Yeah.
We can't dim that shit anymore. We need to shine brighter, because that's when we're open. We can open, our world to possibilities. Even though you think it's just my world, the more you enhance your own life, you're enhancing everyone's life around you. And we need more of that.
We do. Totally.
We need more of that. And every day, I think I'm learning from everyone that comes to me for help. I'm like learning from them.
Yeah,
so
you do.
You definitely always bring something to the table.
Yeah.
So
don't ever underestimate what you bring.
Yep.
Because everybody's got something. And
everyone's got something.
I think I just had a thought while you were talking then. about not comparing and shining your own light. Another really important thing to do is not measure your definition of success to somebody else's.
Oh.
You know, because you might think, oh, I'm so happy, you know, I've got this beautiful, loving family and relationship, and I'm living in a great part of the world, and, you know, I earn X amount of dollars and I'm fine with it. You know, I can pay my bills, I can pay my mortgage. I'm good. And then you suddenly look at someone in your same industry that's, you know, earning millions of dollars and flying around the world, you know, and you go, oh, hang on, I'm not successful anymore.
Yeah.
I need that to be successful.
Right.
Success is different to everybody.
Everyone.
I mean, some people may be happy living in a caravan for the rest of their life as long as they are near the beach and they can go to the beach.
And that's success.
And that's success to you. So I think one of the most important things to do is define what success is to you and stick to your definition, not somebody else's.
Not someone else's.
Which is, again, it's one of those things that's hard to do.
That's like the focus. That's what you need to focus
exactly.
on.
Whenever you want to start bitching and whinging, just hold up and go,
so much
okay, what can I be grateful for today?
Yeah.
It's really simple. Gratitude. Attitude of gratitude.
Isn't it? It sounds
Attitude
so simple and
gratitude.
cliche, but yet
does.
And everyone's like, yeah, I'm grateful. And it's like, no.
Be
You're
really
not.
grateful. Yeah.
Gratitude is a feeling. It's not what you know. It's not an intellectual thing, you know. And so
have
many
to
of
feel
us
it.
are like, yeah, I am grateful. I'm grateful for this, and this, and this. Well, if you don't feel it, then you're not grateful, you know. And so that's kind of like the distinguishing factor.
Yeah.
God, stuttering all over the place. Distinguishing factors. We know that we have a million things to be grateful for, right? But if we don't feel it, then we're not living in
you're
gratitude.
Not practicing gratitude. If you're going, I'm grateful for my house and my husband and my this and my that. But if you're not feeling that, then we'll stop practicing and just go take time out until you can feel that, because that's actually not going to help at all.
Yeah, because it's not an intellectual thing. It's getting into your soul.
Thing.
And so if you are, my number one practice for women is go deeper. So, okay, my husband, and I'm so grateful for him. Why?
I've been doing that like the whole time I've been here.
I know. Why? I'm grateful for my house. Why? Like, how hard have you worked, or your husband worked to get that house, to provide for everyone? Feel it. Get into that feeling and that gratitude. Sometimes it's saying thank you for yourself, or things that you've done or given to people. I'm like, wow, I do feel like I'm so happy that I can love the people I love the way that I do, you know? But it has to become like a feeling. It's not just something that you know, but that's something that's like, I hear. I am grateful. I am grateful of this, and this. It's like, no, you have to feel it, girl. You got to feel it. Yeah.
It's a feeling world.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, yes, we need to use our minds. I get that.
Yeah.
But we need to feel.
Yes.
That's what we feel
I like
the
feeling.
deepest feelings, like love, like the ultimate love. Yeah. Like you feel that. You don't go, oh, that's love.
I love you.
You feel love. Like think about when you see your loved one, when you see your husband walk into the room, when you see your kids, when you see your dog, all your fur mamas out there. Yeah. Hands up.
And my dog's right there trying to get in. He's trying to get in. Oh my goodness.
So that was really profound. So yeah.
That's pretty much.
That's a wrap.
So I'm first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be doing some more things before you leave in Vegas.
We've got some funny
some
things
fun
coming
stuff.
up.
Some fun stuff
which
happening.
would be great.
But
so all the notes that we've spoken about are going to be below, like Danielle Laporte, Alan Watts, all of that stuff.
Yes.
We're going to put all of that stuff up there for you guys. So
we got you covered, girl. We got you covered.
Yeah.
But I'm just so excited to just talk with you, because you are so congruent to what we teach. And it just feels good.
It feels good.
And we're all about
Thank
feelings.
You. Yes, we are.
So
thank you.
Yeah. Thank
and
you
if anybody
so much.
Wants to know more about me, if you just remember Nicole Joy Inspire.
Yes.
Website,
yeah,
Facebook, Instagram. It's all the same. Nicole Joy Inspire. You Google that, I'll come up.
And your website.
Yeah, NicoleJoyInspire.com. You'll find me.
Nicole Joy Inspire.
You'll find me. You'll find me. Thank you so much for listening. We've had a blast. We've got some more fun things for you guys.
Yes.
So we'll see you soon.
Great. So if you liked our chat today, like us, subscribe to us, share us to all your friends,
Thumbs up,
check
share.
out theladiescoach.com because we have everything.
And we sing our websites.
And we sing.
Yeah.
We should start singing,
Yeah,
actually.
we should.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys. Mwah. Stay beautiful.